Thanks for listening to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we talk about a free piece or two of technology that you can use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shanna Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology, and instructional coach from my district.
And I'm her producer and husband, Fuzz Martin, and I'm going to just dive right in and get to the show because we're talking about Splash Learn today.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. And it's the summer episode, and
it's episode 123, end of season 4.
Yes.
I'm so excited
That is
about that worked
so
out.
exciting. Episode 123 of season 4. 1, 2, 3,
4.
And we're talking about math stuff today, so
We are.
that works too. Wow.
Yeah, so we had a little break here because, things got busy at the end of the school year.
Because it's summertime. Well, so we came back from a little break, but we're going into summertime.
We're going into summer, but the eldest graduated from high school. So It's been a little, busy into the school year and all those kinds of things. And then we had a 3-day weekend for Memorial Day. And
I had COVID. Yeah.
It's been a little.
I was fine. But for the record, I was fine. I just had a fever for like 36 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good.
So it's been a little busy.
Yeah.
But we are wrapping up season 4, which is super fun. And the fact that we've finished 4 seasons is crazy.
Yes.
And we'll probably do our little check-in over the summer because I kind of get itchy after a while. And I'm like, hey, we need to talk about stuff because I learn about things over the summer and like to share them. And there's different conferences and things like that I'm going to this summer, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll start back up with season 5 in August. But at this point in Wisconsin, a lot of the schools are out. Within last week and this upcoming week, everyone kind of finishes up. I know that depending on where you are in the country, in the United States here, some schools go until mid to end of June.
Yep.
And then other parts of the world, we're in different places since I have listeners everywhere.
Yes.
Everyone's kind of in a different place. But for most of us, it's kind of wrapping up the school year. Then there's also the summer school thing. So some schools, like our district, runs summer school end of June, most of July. Our child's district runs summer school June. And so then that's going on. So these little nuggets of websites we're talking about this week are for skill support for summer. So if you want to share these with parents, they're a great way to keep kids kind of active in learning, but having some fun over the summer. Or if, rainy days and you need activities at home.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just kind of skill support that you can help share with parents, or you can build into like a summer program with your students. They're light, they're easy, they don't take a bunch of setup, and they are great ways for kids to interact. So just to kind of keep those skills going over the summer and a little practice and a little fun. So if we're going to game over the summer, we're going to do something that's educational.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
so
fun.
That is our little episode 123, end of season 4. So excited that worked out that way.
Me too.
So skill support for the summer. Our first website we're going to talk about is Splash Learn. And I know quite a few elementary teachers that use this in their classrooms throughout the school year, but also you can set it up so that parents can use it over the summer or in the evenings. So with Splash Learn, I use it as a parent because my child's teacher has shared it with us to support. And they do the after school hours thing where it's limited access. So Splash Learn, as parents, you can upgrade and pay for all the stuff. Or as a teacher, you can set it up to share it with parents. And there's limited access to it, but at least then they can practice their skills and things like that. And there's still fun games and activities. And so they have limited access then in the evening and then Saturdays and Sundays. So depending on how you want to set it up, or if you share it with your parents, some might be interested in paying to upgrade it for the summer for their kids. And others just might use the free version of it. And either way, it works out pretty nicely. So from the teacher side of it, you can set it up and decide what grade level you're going to use and what activities the students should be able to do. And they have both reading activities or they have math activities. So you can choose which you would like your students to have access to. And then on the parent side, you just see what the teacher has allowed your child to do. And the kids already know exactly what they're doing because they're set up in the class and oh, I need to click this, and this. I need my code, mom. and the parents get a code to type it in to make sure they're in the correct teacher's classroom, and like click the links. And they're really fun. You can do math fact practice, and this is definitely gonna be elementary K-5.
Yep.
And you've got different characters and all kinds of games and different chapters, and then they earn cards based on the different levels as they make it through the game. Anyway, so it's a great way to practice basic skills, adding and subtracting, multiplication, number sense, time and money, which is a huge thing in our house right now, measuring. They even have geometry basics. So there's a lot of different topics to cover. And again, as a teacher, you set up the account and then you send it off to your parents. So that way kids can definitely use it in your classroom for skills setup. And you can do this the last few weeks of school, or you can just share it with parents and say, hey, this is a great way for your students or your children to practice over the summer. And it's interactive and it's gamey and it's fun and pretty easy to navigate. And parents just have to type in a code. There's not a bunch of login. Yeah. Like once you're in, it's pretty easy to get through. And then they can choose to upgrade or not upgrade, which is kind of nice. So that is splashlearn.com, SPLASHLEARN.com.
Splash.
In water.
Our little one, when she was little, we have like a video of her. Yeah, she was like 2. She did this. She
was row your boat.
Yes.
But she always goes splash in water. And then she pretend like she's doing splash with water.
Yeah. So anyway, anytime I see splash, it makes me nostalgic.
Aw.
Cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, splashlearn.com. Great way to review basics for both reading skills and math. Our next site that we are going to talk about, there is like 0 login for or teacher setup. It is just like straight in. Here's a bunch of resources for your kids to practice math over the summer. It is called mathchimp.com.
Mathchimp.com.
mathchimp.com. And what's interesting about Mathchimp, so they have it pretty well organized. Like there's going to be games, videos, like worksheets, and then you pick your grade. So let's say I want to do 2nd grade math resources, and then I pick games, and then it'll take me to games. Now, what you need to be aware of, though, this is going to lead you to other sites.
Okay.
So just forewarn parents or teachers, like there's going to be ads and things that are education related. They're not too like out there. But we've talked about academics before for summer learning. And academics will link you to some of the academic games. Math Game Time. It links you to other sites. So mathchimp.com is a great like place to find everything, but it will take you to other math support sites, not just their own content. So that's just something to be aware of. You can click on videos, and they have elementary and middle, which is kind of nice. So I can go to 7th grade and I can go to online math, and then they have different like population sampling of fish video lessons. How many cups of water are used when you take a shower? So they definitely have not just gamey things, but they also have different activities to do. What do you got going on?
Normally that doesn't go through my computer speakers. I was playing skater math.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. And usually that sound is contained within the computer. This time it weren't.
Not today. So anyway, while you're playing skater math over there, they do have math support and activities, and it's kind of nice to send kids off with, okay, if you're going to be on a computer or gaming, things like that, let's spend 15 minutes a day just kind of reviewing some skill stuff. But they have math resources. And again, these can be used during the school year too. It doesn't just have to be used over the summer, but it's nice if you're going to give your kids some support or share with parents who are like, hey, what can my kid do over the summer? Here's a quick resource. There's tons of activities, and the kids can show their parents like, hey, I did like this video and this activity today, and kind of prove what they've done. And those kids who do prefer handwriting things, they do have worksheets available, like if you want to print things, but there's also games and videos. So mathchimp.com, it covers math support and resources, grades 1 through 8. And it's a great way just to have kids have some support over the summer, just to go over some skills and touch base on things. And clearly they're entertaining since you're skater mathing over there
and it's a fun game.
Not paying attention at all to what I'm talking about. So that is fantastic. Story of my life.
All right.
Perfect. All right. So
one of these days I will get this ADHD medicated and I will be okay. But
for now,
43 years in, and this is just what happens. I apologize.
So, but they're engaging no matter what age you are. Yes. So even if you were, an adult,
I was doing really good at skater math, just for the record.
If you want to brush up on your own math skills over the summer, or you want to make it look really cool, you can just play in front of your kids and they'll be excited about it.
Also,
yes.
If you need to brush up, like let's say you have a child who's getting older, and you listening are teachers and you probably understand it. I don't as a parent. Mm-hmm. Common Core math that we need to learn. Like there's some stuff in that website where you can learn Common Core math by doing the activities with your kids. So
cool. Yeah. And sometimes it just helps to understand how your kids are learning.
Exactly. Yeah.
Versus like we've all done the math in some capacity, but it's different. And
learning a different way than we did. And in order to help them and make sure I know I know. I know. I already said my age. Like, okay, I was born in 1978. We were forced to memorize things in different ways instead of learning a more efficient manner. Anyway, if you need to learn it like I do, there's Common Core math stuff, and maybe I'll play some Common Core games later on today.
Please do. Can't wait.
While you're talking about something else, unfortunately.
And our third site we're talking about today. So we got Splash Learn, we got MailChimp. The last one is called Science Kids, and it's sciencekids.co.nz. And what Science Kids offers is all the things. So if you need to keep, like I keep thinking, as a parent, I'm home more during the summer, not all the time. I do work school stuff, but I'm always like, hey, let's do a cool activity or let's do a cool science thing. And then I'm like, where am I going to find this? And I always do the same, like go to slime and, like there's certain go-tos, or we go to the garden, we go look at bugs, which isn't going over so well right now because the now second grader doesn't really like bugs.
Oh, well.
So we can't really look at bugs. We're going to look at bugs. But anyway, so Science Kids offers all kinds of activities. They do have online games and they have facts and quizzes. So for brushing up on different science topics, like food chains and keeping yourself healthy and how plants grow. So there's a lot of those things, skeleton and bone. So they're basic like science concepts that you would cover in your classroom at any point in time. So you can definitely use this during the school year. But also there's all kinds of cool experiments that kids can do. So you have the option, like when you're home, or if they want to do something over the weekend with a parent, or if there's a summer camp, there's different experiments, like a lot of them, probably over 30 or 40 experiments that you can do without having to have a ton of stuff. So they give you like taste testing without smell, what you'll need, a small piece of potato, a small piece of apple, and then instructions, what's happening. They talk about your senses and they give you some questions. So they're really easy setup science experiments that kind of get kids learning. It's things that they have at home. So it's not a ton of like setup for materials and things like that. And it's a great way to kind of build in some science skills and do some of that practice over the summer while just having fun, because it feels like you're just doing something cool, out on the deck. Or some of those kids, like, you can make a parachute. We all know how to make the parachute with the egg, but they also talk about the science principles behind it and how you would do that. And let's not smash the egg. So different things like that, which is kind of cool. So they have a whole section of experiments. They have a whole section of science games. They have quizzes, so like animal challenges and planet quizzes. And for some reason, the small person in our life likes to quiz on everything. Everything is trivia at dinner, whether we want it to be or not.
Yep.
So you can, prepare for that. There's projects. So there's different science projects that are separate from the experiments. So they're a little bit longer when it comes to projects. As teachers, there's then lesson plans. So again, if you're doing summer camp stuff, summer school stuff, or just for the school year, like reference for next year, there's lesson plans. They have like science images. You can find all those stuff, videos, and then specific topics covered. So they have all of these different things that you can cover based on science. And it's a cool way to get interactive with science and not have to have a bunch of setup and a bunch of resources. You can just find the stuff in your house, which is really cool.
I like that for our dinner trivia. Now I've got a whole bunch of animal facts that I'm armed with. Did you know that frogs use their eyes to help them swallow? When a frog blinks, its eyeballs are pushed downwards, creating a bulge in the roof of its mouth. This bulge squeezes the food inside the frog's mouth and down the back of its throat. There you go. Now I'm going to use that at dinner.
Can't wait. Can't wait for that dinner discussion.
Yes. So.
And make sure you can answer all the why questions that come after that.
Yeah. Well, why?
Do some more reading.
Can you pretend you're a frog and eat your chicken, please? Thank you.
Perfect. What's also cool then, so I set you guys up with sciencekids.com. If you go to the upper right hand.
Sciencekids.co.nz.
Sorry. Yep. Sciencekids.co.nz. If you go to the upper right hand side of the screen.
Yep.
If you click on math, you then have the same setup for math. Kids Math Games Online.com.
Yep.
And you keep on going and you click on English and it's funenglishgames.com. And they all have games, activities, and quizzes and videos. So it actually doesn't I like to focus on the science because I like all the resources there, but they also have very similar resources for math and English. So you could have you could share just the site with your families and they would have enough resources for a lot of summer entertainment. So yeah.
Why do birds fly south for the winter?
Because it's cold.
Because it's too far to walk.
That's not a fact.
No, that was on funenglishgames.com. They have jokes, animal jokes.
Great. So not only do we have science at dinner, and we're going to have animal jokes as well.
What do you call a smart insect? A spelling bee.
Yay.
Thank you. This is going to be fun.
This is so fun.
How do porcupines kiss? Very carefully.
That's amazing. So 3 sites to help you out. And actually the last one's got a couple of bonus sites in there. So Splash and Learn, Math Chimp, Science for Kids that also has math and English support if you go on to those next little tabs there. So enough resources for skill support over the summer school, families, kids, or just build it into your classroom for next year if you got some time this summer to play around. And clearly, if you want to learn some cool animal jokes or facts for your dinner table, you are now armed with those types of things. So,
yes.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's a wrap for season 4.
There we go.
Episode 1, 2, 3, end of season 4. And that's pretty fun. So we wish everybody a happy rest of your summer. Take a break, take a nap, take several naps.
Take a vacation.
Decompress.
Take some time for yourself.
Read a book.
You had a long year, and we're all here for you. Time for some self-improvement and healing.
There you go. And feel free to share the podcast if you are, running, walking, taking a nap, and want to listen to a podcast episode. Please share it with other teachers. I'm always happy to share free tools with everybody. Yeah. And you can always reach out if you would like to hear more or have ideas for next season. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on Twitter at SmartNWI. And if you want to get more information on the links to the technology discussed in this episode or any of the others, visit smartandwi.com or find me on Facebook. If you'd like to support the show, please consider buying me a coffee or two. Visit buymeacoffee.com/smartandwi or visit smartandwi.com and click on that cute little purple coffee cup. Your donations help keep this show going, and I greatly appreciate it. New episodes starting in the fall. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
The ideas and opinions expressed in this podcast and the Smart NWI website are those of the author, Shanna Martin, and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed in this podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we hope they do. Have a great summer.